Hey you guys, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. We're continuing with the Planvember series. So I'm setting up my the first journal of 2018, and I'll show you kind of how I'm going through that process, and I'm doing that all month at the same time, each weekday, 10:30. So that's right now. That's 10:30 Central Time, depending on where you're living. It may be different. Hi, Kayla. And I'm going to go ahead and get the live link shared out, and then we'll get started. And I have a couple of ideas for today, and I have some printables for you guys too. I delivered on my promise from yesterday. So today I want to know whether or not you use art in your journal and what your favorite supplies are to do that. So go ahead, and as you're coming in, go ahead and tell me that, and I will get this link shared out. If you want, you can also, I got an email about this yesterday, and somebody was having a hard time finding the videos, and I do post them on the blog, and I post them on my YouTube channel, and I share the finished pages on Instagram. But right now, go ahead and share the video, and then it'll be in your feed, and you won't have problems finding it later. Hi, Amy. Good to have you here. So let me go ahead and get this link shared out, and then we'll get started. I hope everyone's having a great day. I have had a very restful morning, which is nice. So it's been a nice start to the day. I like it when things go as they're supposed to go in the morning, and I don't have any last minute rush to get things done. So that's nice. Okay. Here we go. All right. Hi, Alice. How are you? And I know you said you're using pronounce that for me, Limome. Is it Limome? And I haven't used that brand, so that's new to me. But I feel like I recognize it. I should know that brand. I have a lot of notebooks. I should know most of them by now. Okay. All right, I think we're done there. Hi, Catherine. Good to have you here. Oh no, you're on your way for surgery. Okay, well, we will keep you in our thoughts and prayers, and we hope that you have a very rapid recovery. So, hi, Alice. Well, as long as the pages are thick, right? Who cares about the pronunciation? As long as you're happy with the quality, so that's good. Hi, Riemi, how are you? It's Riemi, right? Okay. As long as I'm not saying it wrong. Please feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm saying it completely horribly. Thank you. I'm glad you like the videos. So as I was telling everybody earlier, go ahead and share the video, and you'll have it in your feed, and you can reference it later. And that way you don't have to scroll through my feed or go digging through your own, go try to dig through Facebook to find it. It's a mess. And if you have a friend who journals with you, or if you have a journaling group that you are a part of, make sure you share with them so that I can keep these going as well, and so that people can find us if they're interested. You know, I never want to spam anybody, but at the same time, I want people to find it if they're interested. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Okay, so yesterday we did a really fun doodle page, and so the feed went kind of long, but I left it up so that you guys could kind of pop in and out as you wanted to. And I did get the coloring page done for you of the page that we made yesterday, so it is in the Page Flutter Vault. So, okay, good. Thanks, Amy. I'm glad I'm saying your name right. Hi. Oh, Amy's reminding me. She reminds me every time that I have a new book that is coming out, and the ebook is already out, and the publisher says that the paper copies should be out any day. And I know Amazon is accepting pre-orders, and I wish I had a more specific date. I know I'm itching to get those into my hands as well. So, in fact, I'm going to drop in the comments the links for today, and because I always forget to do that, and I want to make sure that you guys can access those. Okay, here we go. All right. So in my comment that I just dropped for you guys, I've got the link to my book and the blog where you can get access to the vault where I put those coloring pages. And then I also put up after these videos are done, I also put up a replay of it and a summary and any useful links that I think you guys might need. So you can always make requests if you need things from these videos. I try to do that for you. So, okay. So I got a few printables done for you guys yesterday, as I've been promising to do. So let me go ahead and do the flip through for everybody who might be new to the series. So if you are just joining us, then what we're doing all month is I'm going through my 2018 journal setup, and I'm doing it page by page in real time, so you can ask questions along the way, and you'll see what my actual time investment is when I do my journal. So yeah, that's it. So let me go ahead and do the flip through, and I'll catch you guys up. And hi Dawn, good morning. Everybody's so happy when they come in. I like that. I'm glad I don't have the kind of job where people really hate coming to see me. So, okay. So here we go. Let me get you guys a nice view here. I like getting this set up so that I can read the comments as we're going along. So, okay. So here's what we've been doing. And I'm moving at the end of December. I will outgrow this notebook, and I'm going to move into this one. And this is a Scribbles That Matter, which I linked in the comment with all of my links if you're interested. This is a brand new one for me. I haven't used it before, so I'm taking it for a spin to see how it performs. So it does have a key and an index, and I meant to fill some of this in yesterday. Since I've started filling in the pages, then I need to come back and index them. So I started with my word for the year, which was gratitude, and that is my word for this year. Last year it was simple. This year it's gratitude. And yeah, and I did also create a coloring page for you guys of this one, and that is also in the vault. I finished the printable for our 2018 year at a glance, and that's also in the vault. So you can print that out. And I just created these in A5 size so that they just fit right into your journal. So you can print them and trim them, and then use whatever your favorite adhesive is to put it in the notebook. I like the Tombow mono adhesive tape. That's the best one I've found for pasting paper into the journal, because it's not wet and it doesn't wrinkle the page. But and then I'm still working on the printable for this one. This was our birthday and holiday wheel. Hi Helen, it's afternoon where you are, and oh, she's watching with her 9-month-old baby. Oh, how sweet, little babies. My youngest is 4 now, and I'm kind of now getting that idea, like maybe it would be nice to have another one. I don't know, we'll see. maybe after our big move to Japan, we'll get to Japan and I'll get stir crazy and I'll want another baby. But anyway, my little side tangent there. Okay, so we've got birthdays inside the wheel, holidays and important dates outside the wheel, and I'm still working on the printable for this one. I was working on it last night, and because we used colored pencil, the colors are just not turning out the way that I want them to. So I'm gonna keep tweaking this one and try to get it to be a pretty product for you guys before I put it into the vault. But I am trying to get you this version. I just want it to look good, or semi-good. So, okay. I'm sorry, my graphic design skills are not totally up to par with that, when it comes to printables. So then I've got my annual planning pages. These are long-term planning. So I have 1 line per day of the year, and I fit 4 months on a 2-page spread. So January through April. And yeah, usually I can fit, I know I always get this question, so I try to answer it up front. I can usually fit 2 appointments per line. So if I have an extra one that I need to squeeze in, then I'll just stick the page number there, and you can flip to that page. So sort of like a modified Calendex in a way. But this is easier for me to read than the Calendex, which I need to be much smarter if I'm going to use the Calendex, because I think it's a little smarter than I am. So then I've got May through August, and then September through December. And then as I get to the end of the year, I start to run out of places to put things, and I need to be able to plan a long time in advance. So I've added this 2019 overflow page, which is it's just a place to drop things until I'm ready to put them into either the next journal, or, you know, if I'm ready to create more planning pages for the future. So I've got my recurring task tracker, which I use on a 9-month basis. And why did I just say that? I had some stray thought just popped into my head and it merged with my sentence, and I don't know why I said that. No, I use it on a monthly basis, not a 9-month basis. So, you know, just things like I need to reset my cell data. I need to give my dog her heartworm medicine. I need to go through the house for things that need to be sold on Craigslist and make donations to charity for things that we may not be making good use of anymore. So, hi Beth, good to have you back. Maybe that's why, Amy, I was thinking of the 9-month-old baby. Maybe that's what happened. My gosh, my neurons are like crisscrossing today. I don't know what's happening. So, okay. All right. Let's just push past it. So then I've got my my planning routine here and the journal checklist, and I'm working on a printable version of these for you guys too. I know that your routine may not look like this, but some people may really want these pages to reference anyway. So I'm gonna make a printable of this one too. It's on the list. We're working on it. So and then this was the coloring page that we did yesterday, and I didn't color it because I wanted to make it a coloring page for you guys, and I did. So that's in the vault, as well as someone had requested just the quote card so that you guys could practice that tracing technique that I showed you. So that is also in the vault, just the quote card. So, and if you want, I can also, I was thinking this would be a good thing to start adding to the vault regularly, is just fun lettered quotes that, you know, in cool fonts and lettering styles that we can put in the vault, and then you guys can use those as quote cards to decorate and color in your journals just throughout the year. I thought that would be kind of a fun thing. So maybe we'll keep that going if you guys are interested in that. My computer keeps making all kinds of noise. Let me just turn that sound off. Okay, so then today I want to create my 2018 dashboard right here. And I've got the rest of my pages sort of planned out just to get the beginning of 2018 started for me. At least until I get to my January monthly page, and then I'm just back into routine journaling, and nothing really is different. So okay, Alice she's on board with the quotes. So if you guys would like to see more of these in the vault, we can do that. They're really simple, and I'll keep them really bare, so you guys can go in and just, you know, grab the lettering style and then add your own decorations or whatever you want to do to them. So. Hi Yvonne, she is admin over at the Barefoot Journaling Chronicles. Am I saying that right? I know it's Barefoot Journaling. Yeah, Barefoot Journaling Chronicles. I got it right. I get all the names of these groups kind of muddled in my head, but this is I really love her group because it's so small too. It's nice, it's small, and everybody who's in there is, you know, really willing to help each other, and they're a really positive bunch. So that's a fun group to be in. But anyhow, so and Gina says she needs a doodle lesson. So, oh my gosh, speaking of, yesterday I told you guys about that book that I ordered, Botanical Line Drawing, and it came, and I'm really excited about it. So this is by Peggy Dean, who's over at the Pigeon Letters, and she put this book out, and it's really cool. I just was flipping through it last night. I just got it in the mail, and I was really excited about it. And it's all the types of things that I like to draw. So I'm really looking forward to kind of diving into this and learning some new techniques. So anyway, I'm excited about that, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. I think I'm going to review it on the website, so I'll let you know what I think of it once I've had a chance to practice with it a little bit. So, okay, today, hey CJ, Colorado in the house. I love it. And then, yeah, Gina says she needs the botanical line drawing book. I feel like I need it because you get stuck in a drawing rut where you know how to draw certain things and you just go back to those over and over. So this is kind of a cool way to get out of that and do some new things. Let's see. Yvonne asked a question about if I remember the Jim Rohn quote page that she did. I feel like I remember that. I do remember it, but I can't remember what we did with it. I usually like Jim Rohn quotes. I grab those a lot for some reason. But, okay, so let's get started with our little circular 2018 dashboard. So I promised you guys I would do a circular one, a real simple one, because this one was a little bit more elaborate yesterday. And I wanted to show you some simpler ways that you can create a fun dashboard that's pretty, simple, and it's not going to create a lot of work for you if drawing is maybe not your strong suit. So I'm going to start, this is that circle and helix maker that I come back to so often, that I love, that has probably been the best journaling purchase ever. And I'm just gonna create, I don't want my circle to be too big, so I'm just gonna create it lightly in pencil. That might not be big enough. That's probably good. So this will be the outside one, the outside pencil mark that I just made there. That's gonna be the size of circle that I'm going for. And I just created that as a guide for myself because I'm actually gonna do something by hand, but I can't draw circles, I draw ovals. So I need a little pencil to kind of guide me and just give me something to aim at. So I'm gonna grab my drawing pens here, and I think I'm gonna do a number 2. Hang on, let me get a scrap paper. It's a good idea to have a piece of scrap paper nearby just so you can test your lines and make sure it's what you're going for. So I might want it just a touch thicker than that. Let's check the 5 out. No, we'll go with the 2. Okay, so that's why we do that. And then I'm just going to loosely draw some circular lines kind of around, and I'm going to loop them over and over so that they create something of a wreath. Okay, it's very simple. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this is supposed to be, it's supposed to kind of look like it was drawn in a hurry, but you can draw it slowly because otherwise it really will be kind of messy. And I'm sort of overlapping the lines so that I'm not going over the same line over and over, and I'm crossing in different areas. Okay, and you can always take a break and start over if you need to. Kind of turn your page. And so we want it to look roughly circular at the end, but it's gonna overlap almost like you've looped wire over on itself. So, and that creates kind of this cool, simple line art. Okay, I think that's enough. So then we can add little things inside of here to embellish it, and I think I'm gonna do stars because that sounds fun. And I'm just gonna do them in black. And this is inside this circle, I'm gonna put 2018, and we're gonna do some fun lettering stuff. And then I think what I'm gonna do, 2018 is the year of the dog. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna do little paw prints leading away from the page and into the new year. So that's the plan, okay? That's the rough plan anyway. Let's see if I can actually execute it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some little stars just kind of around my wreath here. Make it sparkle a little bit. And you kind of want to be random with where you put them, either inside, outside, in the middle. Just kind of go around until it looks the way you want. Okay, that looks pretty good. Maybe one more over here. Okay, and I tend to go overboard and I just won't let things alone, so I'll stop there. Okay, now I'm gonna sketch my 2018 lettering in here, and I'm gonna do it with pencil first because I have a technique in mind that I'm thinking we're gonna try today. So yesterday, somebody had asked about using Tombow dual brush pens for watercolors, and I'll let you guys know I'm not a watercolor master, but I have used Staedtler fine liners to do watercolor effects. Like I did one on this, let me find it real fast for you guys. I did it on this page. Here, this one. This was just kind of a fun page that I put together. This is not from like an actual working journal. This was one that I put together for my book, and it was sort of more of an idea page. But this was all watercolor using Staedtler in the lettering here. So I used the Staedtler fine liners and I kind of just scratched them onto a saucer and then took a wet brush and came back in here and did a little bit of a loose water effect, just kind of a you know, and let the colors sort of run together. So that was kind of fun. So I'm thinking we might do something like that inside of our 2018 circle, and you guys can help me pick the colors, and we'll see how it works with the Tombow markers if you guys want to do that. So okay, let me make sure that I've still got my comments running. Looks like they are, so we're good. So yeah, let's go. So I'm gonna go ahead and sketch it out ahead of time though, because I'm gonna want to do the watercolor first before I do the black, because otherwise they'll start running together. So and I'm just gonna use my dots sort of to guide me. Okay. And then I think, let's do the 8 a little differently. Do you guys like to use anything unusual in your journal? Like, you know, I'm talking about using markers for watercolor. Do you guys have anything, any kind of material that you really like using that's not maybe as common with journaling? I think it's fun to experiment with different materials. So I have a good friend of mine who runs a sewing blog, and obviously sewing is going to have a lot different materials than most journaling circles, and so I always like looking at what she's using on her blog and thinking, ooh, I wonder if I could use that in a journal. You know, that would be kind of fun. So like one thing that I'm going to probably be trying a little bit more of is deco foil, which I'm really excited to do, and I'm going to do a video on that with you guys. So but she uses deco foil on fabric, and then I thought, well, that would be fun in a journal. You know, you could use that on paper. So I think I'm going to do one like that. I think that could be a lot of fun. So Suzanne says she loves water brush with watercolors. I think today we're going to use a water brush. You can use a regular paintbrush in place of a water brush, but the only difference really is that you don't have to dip the water brush. It holds its own water source, which is nice, especially if you're traveling, because you know, with travel, the last thing you need is to have to find a cup and someplace that you can fill it up at the fountain. You know, you can already have your pen preloaded, and you know, there's no rinsing, it's nice. So, okay. And see, this is what's nice about, if you're gonna do a fun decorative page, if you sketch it in pencil, it is kind of nice to be able to go back and change your mind and move things around. But if it's a normal planning page for me, I try not to do the pencil. I really try to just dive in with a pen and, you know, let the risks come with it. So, and then I just sort of try to roll with the mistakes. But, you know, if I'm just tooling around like this in my journal and I'm just having a fun art day, then, you know, sure, I just go with it and have fun and use pencil if I want to, try a different coloring technique, try painting. Okay, so that's kind of fun. It's not too exact, it's not too tailored, it's just sort of open, and I can fill it in with watercolor if I want to. So yeah, let's go with that. Alrighty, now I'm going to grab a couple of things. If we're going to try this watercolor technique, let's do so I've got my scrap paper just to test the colors, because they always look different on the paper than they do in the marker cap. So here we go, let's get started. I've got a couple of water brushes here, and I think these are just Pentel water brushes. They're nothing fancy, and I filled them up. And I'm gonna do, this one's clean. So I'm just gonna really lightly kind of wet my paper and prime it. Can you guys see that? Okay. I'm just gonna kind of come in here and just wet inside the letters. And that is gonna just kind of give me, make my paper ready to accept the color. But unless you work quickly, your last letter is probably gonna dry before you get to it. So I'm only gonna do the first two for now. And I'm gonna keep this brush clean for that reason. And I'm just trying to stay inside the pencil lines. Okay, then I've got some Tombows here, and you guys can help me pick. Would you rather have Galaxy brights or pastels going into this. So go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know which one you favor. So these Galaxy ones are brand new. I haven't really tried them yet, so I don't know how they're gonna turn out. The brights obviously are super bright, which is kind of cool. And then the pastels are the ones I've had the longest. They're pretty well loved, actually. So I'm just gonna wait and get set up while you guys are, let's see. Amy asked, do you need a buffer between pages for this? I've used, in other journals, I have not put a buffer between pages, but we're gonna try it today, just like this, because I wanna see how this journal performs with this. I know in my Rhodia, I did not need one, but Rhodia pages are a little bit different. The pages are, I'm pretty sure that paper is sized with something because it has like a glossy finish on it almost, the Rhodia ones, but those pages are meant for very wet fountain pens. So you can get away with a lot in a Rhodia journal. This is a different type of paper. It's thicker than the Leuchtturm, but it does not have that same kind of glossy sheen that you might get on the Clairefontaine paper that they use in Rhodia notebooks. So, oh, look at all these votes for Galaxy, 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 Brights, Galaxy, Galaxy, Brights, Pastels. I think Galaxy won, guys, so we'll go with Galaxy. Anyway, so we're gonna try this without a buffer, and then Amy, what I might do is, if for some reason this leaks through to the back, now I have a Post-it here that's probably going to guard this just a little bit, but I actually wanna see what happens. So we're gonna just let it be. And then if it does leak, if it does bleed through, I'll just glue these two pages together and move on with my life. But that way you guys will at least know how this performs without one, okay? So let's just do it that way. All right, so we're using our Galaxy markers. And I think I'm gonna go for something a little bit more random than what I did on that other page. On the other page, I sort of had it fading through colors. And on this one, I think I just wanna go for something a little bit more random. And I think I'll use these guys. A couple of purples, a couple of blues, and a nice bright pink, okay? So we'll do that, and maybe a touch of black, just for good measure. So I wanna start with the lightest color, I think, just to kind of see what we end up with. And this is the Tombow blending palette. You can also use something like a sauce, if you don't have the blending palette, you can just use like a saucer like this because it'll wash right off. I have used many a saucer for painting and my husband comes home and wonders what the heck happened, but it works just fine. So, but this is nice just because it's flat and so you can kind of lay all your colors down and see what you're working with. Okay, kind of get a look at them before you put them on the paper. And I see I've taken so long talking and doing this that my page is probably dry again, but that's okay. We can always go back with it. Okay. Alrighty. So I've got my clean brush here to wet my paper. And then to get your water brush started, you just kind of squeeze it a little bit and then it'll push some water out. So, and I have paper towels too, in case I get too much water. So that's always a good idea. Again, this is not something I would do on a regular, like on a day when I have a lot to do and I really need to be in planner mode. This is on an artistic day that I just kind of want to play around and have a little bit of creative play. All right, and we'll just kind of see. I'm laying it down really thin at first because I'm not quite sure yet how it's going to work. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'll just go through and kind of do it randomly here. Okay. And as long as I've been careful with that, where I've wet the boundaries of the letters, the watercolor should kind of stay contained. And if it doesn't, I can soak it up with a paper towel, or just live with it. I sometimes just live with the mistakes. Just go with it. Okay, I got a little heavy on that one, but that's okay. There, so I just kind of dried my brush and then went back and I was able to pick up some on that side. Just kind of soak it up with the brush. And you just kind of play around with this. It doesn't have to be, you know, super precise. It doesn't have to be this big stressful thing of using the right techniques or, you know, the right brush strokes. I think sometimes people think that art has to be a little bit more structured than it does. Sometimes it can just be about playing and having fun and seeing how things react on the paper. Okay, ooh, this nice bright pink is going to be fun. Let's get a lot of that in there. Okay, and then I think we'll just go back through with just a little bit of black. I'm not going to use very much because it will bleed into all the colors. That black is really strong. Okay, so that's coming along. And then I think while this is drying, we'll work on the paw prints that I mentioned earlier. And we'll see how all of this kind of comes together at the end. And if you need to clean a water brush, you just squeeze it and then it rinses itself right out. So that's kind of cool. Okay, that's enough of that. And then when I come back, I'll give it a nice dark outline to give it a nice clean edge. I'll just outline the whole thing in a black pen because you can tell I've got a little bit of along the edges here, a little bit of feathering, but that's okay. When I come back, I'll outline that real nice. But anyway, so Suzanne said she does not wet her paper first. You don't have to. You really don't have to. Especially if you're using a water brush, there's no reason to. I like to wet it first only because it creates a little bit of a barrier, and if the paper's wet first, the watercolor won't extend beyond that. But you definitely don't have to wet first, and you don't have to read instructions. So, okay. So while that's drying, because this is the year of the dog, I want to draw some little paw prints. Just kind of leading away from my 2018, or leading away from my graphic here and into the pages that are going to become my, leading into the pages that are going to become my 2018 journal. Okay. So let's see, paw prints are not complicated, but I'm just going to practice one or two first before I dive in. And so I'm kind of making them flat at the back. I'm doing them like that. So I'm going to make them sort of flat at the back. I'll give them a little bit of a center there, and then draw the toes around. If you want, you can add little claws, like it's wolf paws, but yeah, why don't we do that? I kind of like that. I'm going to add little claw marks there. And then I just need my paw prints kind of turning. There we go. So I'm just kind of drawing these really roughly, and when I come back with the pen, I can fix, oh, you know what I just did? I just touched this. I surely did. That's okay. I'm just going to take an eraser and I'll erase that. There. There. Not too bad, huh? Okay. Oops, I'm having a hard time drawing at this angle for some reason. There we go. Okay. All right. So now we've got our paw prints kind of leading off the page. And I'm going to draw one that's just halfway off. So it actually overflows with the page. I drew that one a little too low though. There. And right in to 2018. So that's nice. Okay. And then I think I might just color these in black. Do any of you guys have dogs? Now this is the year of the dog, and that makes me kind of excited. I have a dog. I have a boxer. Her name's Lola. She's getting old now. She's a good girl. We've had her for a long time. Oh, Amy says the Instagram photos are helping. Good. I'm glad. Okay. Right, and then here our dog is just kind of turning to the side here. So if I wasn't totally happy with the pencil mark, then I just sort of adjusted it when I changed to ink. I just sort of am adjusting where the lines are. If you have a stamp, this is probably the perfect time to get out like a little paw print stamp. I looked this morning and thought maybe I had one, but I do not. So I feel like I used to, but I must have lost it. I don't know, or misplaced it. I got lost in a move. I move too often for my own good. Ooh, and I think if I'd been thinking ahead, I might have actually tried to do these paw prints in the same color scheme as our 2018. See, and now the colors would probably bleed too much from my pen, so I probably won't do it now, but that would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? That would have been fun. I still might be able to do it if I just did it, like colored it with watercolor and then kind of came back and dabbed it a little bit. Not colored it with watercolor, colored it with my Tombows and then came back and did a watercolor effect over those. But that could have been fun. So we could still try it. Should we try it? Add more paws. Should I have some coming from this direction? Would you guys like that? Like some paws coming in and then they sort of cross over 2018 and then go that way? That would be kind of cool, huh? Let's do that. So they'll lead up to here. So here's an idea. See, now I really want to try this. If they come in black and then they cross over the 2018 and then they come out watercolor. What do you guys think? Should we try it? Let's try it. Let's try it. Oops, this paw kind of came out funny. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go for it, Amy. I think we can do this, you and me together. So, oh, Kayla says that her in-laws used to have 4 miniature schnauzers. Oh my gosh, a mom, a dad, and 2 babies. I love dogs. I think I'm immediately distrustful of anybody that doesn't like dogs. I think that's terribly judgmental of me, isn't it? Like, because I know some people are allergic to them or, you know, have had a bad experience with them. But anyway, we weren't allowed to have a dog growing up. My mom is allergic to dogs, and we weren't allowed to have one. And I always wanted one so badly. And then when my husband and I got married, you know, we got our boxer, and she has just been like the best dog ever. Honestly, I can't even imagine not having her now that we have her. Okay, and then we'll just do little toes peeking in here. Little paw toes. Okay. There. That looks cool, huh? I think I just got watercolor on the front of my journal. I did. That's all right. That's just part of it. Sometimes I feel at the end of the year, if my journal isn't marked up and dinged and completely messed up, I probably wasn't using it right. I wasn't doing it right, you know, because these things are very well loved. I'll try to erase that a little bit later, but it's okay. It's really not a big deal. I do not mind those types of things. So, okay, so let's try the color first, and then I can go back and I can fill these in with black. Let's see how this goes. I have no idea how it's gonna go, but we're gonna try it, guys. We're gonna try. Okay. And put a little bit of blue on each one. See, if I had planned this, I never would have come up with this idea. If I had planned to have the black paw prints go through the watercolor, sometimes the best ideas come to you when you're just letting things happen. This is gonna be cute, I think. I think it'll be cute. They say creativity begets creativity, so if you just sit down and start playing, you never know what's gonna come out of it. I'm surprised my little guy hasn't come in and bothered us yet. Not bothered us, joined us. How's that? I'm surprised he hasn't come in yet. That makes me worried. Like, I'm probably going to come out and find a huge mess, but he usually plays really well by himself, and so he's really good about, I can set him up with a puzzle or a coloring book, and he colors real well, and likes to flip through books a lot, so. There, this is actually turning out, it's not bleeding too badly, which is good. I didn't wet these first because I was afraid of that, I was afraid that the black would bleed everywhere, so. Let's see, maybe a little bit more. Let's do a little more pink. Uh-oh. Are you guys still there? Okay, good. It says my phone storage is full. Yeah, okay, exactly. So Lisa said making them black before, so that like the dog stuffed in paint. I like that. So that's what we're gonna do. It says my phone storage is full. That can't be good, right? Hopefully this video doesn't cut out on us. I don't think it will. I think it's gonna stick with us, but it just means I have to delete a bunch of stuff before I can work with it today. I use my phone for everything, so it tends to fill up. And I have to move a bunch of things to the cloud, and I had this, I almost hesitate to tell you guys this because I don't want to scare anybody off the cloud, but I had this epic cloud fail a couple of months ago, like right as I submitted my book to the publisher, and just about 3 years of my life were gone, and Apple had to like get all these engineers involved to go find everything. I don't even know really what happened. I'm not totally clear on it, but they recovered most of my stuff, so, like enough that I was like, okay, stop touching it. It's fine. don't touch it anymore. But yeah, so now I keep as much, like I only move things to the cloud when I need to because I'm afraid. I'm scared now. Okay. There. These are coming together. Maybe let's do some black. Because he's still got, our dog still has. Okay. That's pretty good, huh? All right, now I can flip this around and I can fill in these black paw prints. And if we want, I just did it again. I'm gonna move this blending palette. How about I just fix it the right way? Okay, now we'll make these paw prints black. Over here, I think I need one more going here, right? I need one more paw print inside here. And I need one more here. And this one will have to be painted. Right? Yeah, that's good. Let me do that now. I wasn't totally sure how it was going to work in this whole Year of the Dog thing, but I think this turned out nicely. I'm happy with this. Let me paint this last one, and then I can make the rest black. So have any of you guys gone into the vault to get the printables yet? And if you have, let me know what you thought, and I want to make sure that they worked for everybody, because sometimes things work on my end and they take a little while for you guys. So if you guys have access to the vault, if any of you do, I know some of you do because you've told me that you use certain printables. So if you go into the vault now and let me know if any of those printables work for you. 'Cause we're not going anywhere. I'm still here, still painting. Okay, there. So there's my little doggy with the paw prints going through the paint. All right. 2018 is going to be a good year, full of color, right? Okay, let's see. So Amy said she's been using the fall bucket list, and let's see. Yvonne asked, she said she's gonna have to watch again. Let's see. Yeah, Yvonne, they are Tombows. The Tombows were what we've been using to create the watercolor effect on the 2018. So that's what we've been using. And Dawn says, my little guy must be talking with the dog and or cat. Yeah, he loves the cat too. Like the cat, oh my gosh, he loves that kitty so much. So my cat she's really funny, you guys. Every night she loves singing. I never knew that was a thing with cats, but I guess some cats really like singing. So if I sing the kids to sleep at night, she comes running from wherever she is in the house and jumps up on the bed and starts purring and listens to the song. Like she waits for it. And so my little guy, he loves it. He thinks it's great, you know, and as soon as we start singing, he'll go, kitty, kitty, you know, call her over. And she comes over and they listen to the song together. Anyway, he loves that cat so much. And he's allergic to her. I feel so bad for him, but he seems to put up with it. He just deals with it, and he loves her enough to put up with her dander all over his face. Poor thing. Our older one, when he was little, he used to try to put the cat in his mouth. Like, he just loved her so much. He was trying to eat her. It was terrible. I had to explain that was maybe not the best way to express affection for a cat. she probably would not appreciate that in the long run. Okay, let me scroll back down and make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Hi, Mindy. Mindy's in here. Let's see. Bailey says that she uses the Vault. That's good. Okay. Hi, Gina. How are you? Yeah, I'm sorry. The black pen that I'm using is a Pigma Micron number 5. I don't really have a preference for using this pen for coloring, but it just happened to be here. You could also use, if you're in a little bit of a hurry, you could use something like a Tombow dual brush pen, because you can adjust the flow a little, not the flow, but the width of the tip. You can press down a little harder and you get a thicker line, which is kind of nice. Like if you're in a hurry, you can fill in a bigger area. And these are really dark markers too. They're much darker, in my opinion. This is much darker than what you would get with like a Crayola black marker. These Tombows, they pack a lot of pigment in their inks. So, but this is kind of a small detail thing. So I'm going to go back to this number 5 micron. And I think I dropped the link to it. I dropped it in the comments when we first started. So if you're looking for that, there should be a link up there to it. And if there's anything else that we've talked about that I have not linked, let me know, and I'll make sure that I link it in the replay on the blog for you guys. And I'm going to try to work on the printables again today. And if there's anything else, I don't know. Do you guys want this to be a printable? I don't know how it'll turn out. We can see. I don't know how the colors are going to turn out once they're digitized with that watercolor. I can try it, and then we'll see. I can always put it in the vault, and you guys can use it if you want to, and if you don't, you don't. So I'm still trying to learn a lot of techniques for making printables better, and which is partly why, that's part of why I don't charge you guys for my printables, because you're my guinea pigs and I get to try new things and try to get better at them, and I don't feel comfortable charging for them. You know, I just would rather give them to you guys for free. So I finance my blog in other ways rather than selling products. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not criticizing anybody who does. For me, it's just more comfortable to give things away. I'd rather give things for free. All right, and then I've got this last little guy up here inside the circle, just one. Okay. There's that, there's that, there's that, and there's that. Okay, so we're pretty much done. What do you guys think? Looks pretty good, huh? I like it. I had fun with it. Debbie, are you asking which pages are you asking about to know if they're in the vault? No, CJ, I don't normally put the printables on Instagram. There's not really a way for me to post printables on Instagram very well. But if you go to the website, there's a section of my website called The Vault that is password protected, and it's for my subscribers. So if you're not already a subscriber, you can subscribe and it'll send you a password. And then you can get in there, and there are all kinds of free printables for you guys that you can paste into your journal. So, yeah. I hope that helps. So that's usually where I stick the printables, just because I have a platform and things set up on the website that can accommodate PDFs, so that way you can download them. And they're always free. I don't charge you for the printables. They're just, I put them in the vault just for my subscribers. It's just sort of my little way of thanking them for letting me come into their inbox every month. So I feel like it's, you know, that's a nice way to thank people for that. So, okay, this was where I smeared this a little bit earlier, and I think it's dry enough now that we're going to go ahead and do our outline. I think I want something just a little bit thicker than the 5. I think I'm going to go with the 8. That's a nice thick line, and I think it'll contain this watercolor real well. So I'm gonna kind of have to elevate my notebook here. Oh, CJ said, okay, good, because she doesn't have Instagram. Yeah, CJ, really, I've been trying to, oh, hi, Haley. Glad you made it anyway. Yeah, CJ, what I normally put on Instagram are photos of my finished pages for people that can that way people can kind of zoom in and get the close-up, because I know that on these Facebook videos, the resolution isn't always the best. And I try to hold the pages up and film at an angle that you guys can see, but that's just kind of one of the limitations of the platform, I think. But on Instagram, I can get up real close and I can take a nice bright photo, and then I can run it through Lightroom and brighten it up. And then when you guys see it on Instagram, you can see all the little details and you can kind of get in there and look. So, you know, if you don't have Instagram, then, you know, if you wanted to get on Instagram, you could, and then you'd be able to follow and see all the pages. But in the printable versions, you could probably see them too. So see, as I outline this, it's sort of masking a lot of that, that bleeding on the edge that we had, and making it a little bit smoother, which is kind of nice. Sort of contains everything. Makes it look real polished. And for that matter, I guess we could have just left it, you know, wiggly and watercolory, because that's kind of a neat effect too. But I wanted to outline it today. Okay, we're getting there. There we go. And that's it. That's going to be our 2018 dashboard. That's going to be my 2018 dashboard. I don't know if it's going to be yours, but I can, so once everything is dry, I can go back in here and erase my pencil marks and try to touch up just a little bit if I want to, but I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, but I'll definitely have to erase my pencil marks one way or the other. So that was with the Tombow markers that we tried. And like I said, this works with Staedtler markers too. The only challenge is that you have to, because they're so fine, you just kind of have to scribble a lot more to get enough watercolor down on the page, or down on your palette, your blending palette or your sauce or whatever you're using. You have to scribble a lot to get enough color down that you can pick it up with the brush. But those work the same too. You can use those. So thanks, Haley. Okay, so, oh, and then Yvonne was saying, yeah, Crayola Super Tips are also good for watercolor. Yeah, Crayola Super Tips are nice for lettering too. A lot of people like those, you know, as an inexpensive alternative to something like a Tombow brush pen. I don't have a huge collection of Tombows, but the ones that I have, I've been really happy with. So, you know, either way, they're both nice. So I think then for tomorrow, I'm going to be very careful not to like smush this into the next page. I need to let it dry first. But then tomorrow, see, I did get a little bit of bleed through, and we'll check out how it turned out. But it's got a little bit of crinkling, maybe a little bit of bleed through from the watercolor, but I kind of expected that just because this paper doesn't feel like it's sized the same way that the Rhodia is. But we'll see. If it's really bad, then I'll just glue these two pages together and move on. And that'll be a nice way to kind of create this, you know, separation between my all year planning pages and then my preparation for the new year. Hello, new year. We're here to stay, 2018. So that's it. Okay, if you guys have any questions, make sure that you drop a comment below. And I always appreciate it if you guys share with your friends, because I put a lot of time into these, and it's always nice if other people can join that are interested. And that's pretty much it. I should have the replay and the post up for you guys this afternoon, and I'm going to keep working on some of those printables. And if you have any questions, you're always welcome to email me. I have a lot of resources on the blog too, which I've linked above. It's just pageflutter.com, but you can always go there to look for information and journaling prompts. And if you are on Instagram, make sure you follow me. It's just pageflutter. And I post pictures of my journal pages on there, and I also run a 6-word story challenge every month, which is kind of a fun way to do something creative in your journal, especially if drawing maybe isn't your thing. Then you can get on, you know, with the 6-word story challenge. And I know some people use them for hand lettering practice, or they just get on and try to create a fun story in 6 words. So that's it. If you guys don't have anything else for me, any questions, then I will see you guys back here. Let's see, tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yep. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow at 10:30 U.S. Central Time, and we'll get started with the next part of our pages, and we'll see how that bleed through turned out from the watercolor once it's all dry. And that's all I have. So I will see you. Oh, but a real quick reminder, I wanted to let you guys know I will not be doing videos next week. So we've got our video tomorrow, and we've got our video on Friday. And then I'm taking the next week off because I've got family coming to town for Thanksgiving. So my little guy, right on cue. Say miss. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.